Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart, as always, presented by Heidemann and Associates.
That's right. Just a reminder, if you have any legal needs, the experts at Heidemann Associates can take care of you. A full-service law firm. They can meet with you virtually. Also have law firms up and down the Wasatch Front. To schedule a consultation, give them a call. Tell them Rewind sent you for a free one. Call them at 801-742-4472.
Absolutely. I'd also want to thank our friends at Igloo Outfitters. There's not a better place if you're a hockey parent or if you're going to be back outside for early spring baseball, soccer, everything else. I'll tell you right now, I would have been at the Chiefs game last Saturday in my Igloo. I got pretty good confidence. I would have felt just fine.
Yeah, I think you would have.
I actually thought about buying tickets just to prove a point, but I didn't. Plus, because I would have done the wave thing they were all doing.
Yeah.
So, all right, in this video, we're going through girls basketball. Get your reset where everything is, because we know since the beginning of the year we've had some sickness and things like that kind of thrown off our schedule. And that's what we wanted to do. Normally we go best of 6A, 5A, and through the rest. We'll make sure we target things. But let's go through regions, kind of reset where the season is. And as always, we'll start at the top. In 6A, we only got 3 regions. Well, I guess we have more than that. What am I doing?
Not
6A.
Yeah.
We got 3 regions. Let's start first. How about Davis? Kendra Kitchen.
Been impressive.
So awesome.
Look, I mean, we talked Girls Awards last year. I thought Kendra had a season last year worthy of a Player of the Year, and she's followed up this year and played just that good and better. And then you mix in a player like Edwadi. This is a very deep Davis team. I think they're ranked second or third in the RPI right now, and have a big win over Mountain Ridge. They had a 23-10 third quarter in that win, and then they backed that up preface that by a win over Olympus. This Davis team, Kendra Kitchen has to do a lot. There's a lot of pieces around her, and I think they've been really strong to start the year. It's been a good year for Davis.
You know how excited they got to be to know that Fremont is not the Fremont we've seen in past years. The team has graduated so much talent. It's going to take a bit. But that's not what's waiting for them, because all those years of Mabry, you knew you were running into Maggie Mendelson and Emma Calvert and the whole crew that was waiting on them.
Yeah,
and Gardner, pardon me. Can't forget a McDonald's All-American and Gardner.
Right. I mean, it is one where there's so much change at Fremont, and it feels like you don't quite know what you're going to get one night versus the other. They can play with the best of the best. And then they have those games where it's like, oh, yeah, you can tell that they're just getting experience and trying to learn new roles. I'll tell you, another team I think is super impressive is Syracuse. Have a nice win over Bingham. I think that was 56-53, and they had to come from behind in that one in the fourth quarter to get that win. Avery Sanders has been spectacular for the Lady Titans this year. Look, this Syracuse team, really strong. Barker as well has had a really nice year for the Titans.
And then Region 2, welcome to girls basketball. Region 2, Copper Hills, 15-0 on the year. They have been absolutely spectacular. The win over Lone Peak, really kind of that landmark win for them. Ellie Taylor averaging 17 points per game. Sadie Barker averaging 15.
And it's really the length of Copper Hills that's so problematic. Their
Marston too,
Yeah, their defense flies around. They interrupt a lot of passing lanes. They can get out on the run. They can shoot the 3-ball. They shoot a lot. Like, this is not a free lay-in or three-point style. This is anywhere you get an open look, you take the shot, and they're really adept at hitting it. You know, been so impressed with them. We did a game against Bingham. They blew out the Miners in that one. You talk about Barker and Taylor. I mean, so many pieces for Copper Hills. They've been spectacular.
And really, when you look at this region, because we talk about Bingham early on, 1-1, so you see them drop a little bit. But this Bingham Miner team, Dane, we saw them against Brighton. You saw them in that game against Copper Hills. Brianna Bedoni is a name you need to get to know, because in the state tournament, this is a girl that can help push them deep in the 6A tournament.
Statistically, she's one of the best. She is the best three-point shooter in all of 6A. She's been great. And then you mix in a couple of guards there that can drive, can also shoot the ball, and you've got a really good backcourt for this Bingham side. I think, depth would be something you'd love to see them build into, and as the region season progresses, you'll see that come along. They got a lot of shooters. They can score with the best of them when they're on. And speaking of scores, we haven't done a ton of girls coverage this year, but Alina Mortensen from Corner Canyon, what a year she's had. How about this, Dusty? This is nuts. She scored over 30 points in 3 games, over 25 in 7. Corner Canyon's been great this year due to Alina Mortensen. She's been electric this year for the Lady Chargers.
And if memory serves, she just joined the 1,000-point club as well.
Oh, good for her.
If memory serves. I think I saw a celebration somewhere. I want to say who it was. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. Corner Canyon, a resurgent year for Corner Canyon. Mountain Ridge, how about this? Mountain Ridge loses a couple players, transfers. They're still near the top there in Region 2 early on.
Yeah.
11-4 on the year, playing good basketball.
Yeah, and I really wondered how missing the Horsleys would impact this team. They've done a great job. Jessica Maynard has been fantastic for the Mustangs. Kyra Newton as well. Had an impressive win over Skyridge. It's a really good Skyridge team. Now, they're a little dinged up right now, but hey, that doesn't matter, right?
No.
Mountain Ridge gets the win. This is a team you got to keep an eye on. It's crazy because you look at how deep that Region 2 is. And you have Harriman, you have Riverton kind of near the bottom of that region where they were competing for that region championship not that long ago in a region that hasn't changed a lot with the reclassification. Right. So it's really deep. It's really tough. Region 2 is fantastic.
It certainly is. Now Region 3 boasts the two-time Rainy State champion Lone Peak. If you look at Lone Peak's record, you'd say, wait, it's a down year. Okay, they've lost 2 in-state games. First time that they had in-state losses, multiple in-state losses, is a 2020 season.
Yeah.
And but they still have a ton of talent there. We see them all the time. Shawnee Nordstrom's still there. I'll tell you what, Naya Tonuvasa has been outstanding this year. Her growth has been one of the most impressive things I've seen early on in the year.
I completely agree, right? And we love, obviously, Shawnee, such a great ball player. We talk about Sarah Bartholomew in the post. Naya looks like a completely different player, and Lone Peak has needed that because it's taken them a couple of weeks to find their rhythm. They're starting to find it, by the way. That's bad news for 6A. But you talk about a statement win. They beat IMG 61-60. Naya had 21 in that game.
And the game winner.
Yeah, and then you talk about the sophomore Kennedy. She had 15 in that game. We talk about Bartholomew starting to come on strong. That lineup is finding itself. And you talk about the 2-time defending state champions. This is a team you don't want to get momentum.
Right.
I think they're starting to find it.
And they only run 8 players.
Yeah.
That's it. 8
Their
players on the roster.
Has like 10. So.
It's all it's on there. Nice. Yeah. I do a lot of those games. Lehigh out to a great start to start out the region play, but Westlake. Yeah. Westlake continues to do Westlake things. Westlake took care of Skyridge early on. We'll talk about Skyridge just a moment, get you prepped for what could come back. Yep. But Westlake continues to play good basketball.
Yeah, we had a chance to see Westlake take on Skyridge, and it was Chloe Jensen, the long ball. I think she hit 3 or 4 threes in that contest, and then you mix that in with Austin Feller. We saw her at the top 50. She does not lack on energy.
No,
she is flying all over the floor. Defensively, offensively, can drive and kick. Really solid defender as well. That's a great 1-2 punch for Westlake, and the thing I love about him is different coach, but you see that same intensity and the same buy-in from that group. It's a gritty squad for the Lady Thunder, and I think they're out to surprise some people.
3 coaches in 3 years.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. Like Skyridge. Now, Skyridge with Shaylee Nielsen maybe has a little bit of stability. No Cambry to start the year. Cambry not playing, Mealy not playing either. Both of them with major injuries they're going to bounce back from. I believe Cambry will be back for the state tournament.
Okay.
I haven't heard on Mealy where that's going to go, but
I haven't heard either.
That is the difference. But I tell you what, you still have Shay Toole and others that can make things happen on the floor. But they're really desperately needing Cambry, Blackham, and for Mercedes Mealy to get back.
It's a different team, right? You lose that inside presence. You lose some of your guard play. And look, they're trying to keep this thing going as much as they can. They're still tough, and they still play that pressure, that trap they love to play. But yeah, I mean, they're missing some big pieces, and I hope they get back, right? This team can get full strength and ready for a postseason run, because we saw them last year in that postseason put up a heck of a fight against Lone Peak. They could do that again if they can get healthy.
And one more player just to make sure we mention. How about Clark at Pleasant Grove? This young lady, just a sophomore, and she is good.
She is fantastic.
And this team is young, and I think you'll see them maybe get going a little bit. And then Lehigh, they're at the top of the region at the moment, but they also had a couple. They had twins move in.
Yeah.
They could change some things there. Their brother's a really good tight end. He's got a great name, Bear, and then he had the 2 twins. So we'll see what Lehigh looks like down the stretch. Yeah. Got a big win just last night, the buzzer beater. So we'll see where they go. All right, now into 5A. How about West Jordan? I mean, I had the parent reach out and tell me, they moved down from Syracuse, played really well. But with Jags 2-0. Wow.
That's a great start for West Jordan. And look, I mean, you look at the region they're in, and it's been programs that have struggled to find some footing and get a lot going. But, man, when you can build momentum in a region schedule, and West Jordan looks positioned like they can do that, you never know what that can launch you to do in a state playoff. We'll see if that momentum can carry them.
Yeah, Rochelle Awful-Manuma, she's one of the players that moved in that's played really, really well to start the year. And then she and Muffet, Giselle Muffet, we saw her in the top 50, both averaging over 18 points per game. So when you got scores that can score good things. Now here we are. We are at Clearfield.
Yep.
Why? because Clearfield's 11-2, 4-1 in region play. The surprise of 5A.
Spectacular. And, we knew Izzy Wyaskett. We saw her in the top 50.
You talk about Energizer Bunny.
No
Izzy
kidding,
Wyaskett.
huh? Well, and here's a crazy thing. They had a game against Woods Cross. It's been a tough year for Woods Cross. They're starting to find it in region play. How about this line for Izzy? 11 points, 10 rebounds, 10 steals. You talk about someone who flies around.
I just saw it.
Yeah, you watch how she plays. I love it, right? And the thing I love watching this Clearfield against Bountiful game, which Bountiful won, is the grittiness of it. Look, they're not the tallest roster. They know that they're going to give up some height. They shoot the ball well. They play intense defense. There's no give up. They're taking timeouts with 8 seconds left, down by 10, right? And they attack the basket. This is a gritty group that Coach Soder has at Clearfield. This Clearfield team is going to make noise. I can't wait to see what they do this year.
And then the reigning 5A champion. This team, I wondered, well, what's it going to look like? Because they lost to Ridgeline. They lost to Lone Peak in the preseason. Whatever. That's fine. Lost to Brighton, a tight one. But you see Taylor as a junior having to be a leader. And I think it's changed a little bit for her. She changed her hairstyle.
Yeah.
And she's now being a leader. So I think there's a little bit there. And she's a year older, too. But you see, I almost called her Falatau. Malika Satuwala.
Yeah.
Malika is not a freshman anymore. She looks like a grown woman on the floor going up and down the place.
Yeah, she looks like she's grown up. And she played great against Clearfield. I'll tell you the thing that impressed me with Taylor Harvey is it feels like winning a state championship, she's a little more settled. I mean, this game, there were the times where it's ratcheting up and she's kind of just not laughing, but she's keeping her composure, just like, hey, we're okay, right? We trust ourselves. We've got great coaches. We know what we're doing. Trust our system, believe in ourselves. It doesn't feel like she gets as amped up. And look, this is a one-game sample, right?
Yeah.
I saw them early on, saw them here. So I love the maturation we're seeing from Taylor Harvey this year. And then you mix in, the thing that was so great about last year's side for Bountiful, yeah, they had Taylor, they had Satchwell, but there was a team component that's still here, right? Because you look at a player like Mae Johnson, who can step up and have great offensive nights. I mean, you can't. It's not one or two players for Bountiful. It's a team, and they're all littered with talent. Bountiful is still the team to be in 5A.
I'll tell you the good thing that puts it into it is Taylor Harvey, one of the best volleyball players, outside hitters in the country. Could be going to Texas. I've heard she's been offered, possibly going to Texas.
Wow.
They just won a national championship. That's all.
Not bad.
What bodes well was that Kennedy Redding was one of the best volleyball players in the country, one of the best basketball players in the country. They won state championships, won back-to-back.
That's awesome.
Pretty good omen, right? Pretty good omen. Stayed in 6A, or 5A, pardon me. How about Alta? A-L-T-A-H. 5-0.
Yeah.
What is this? We going back to the Martine era? 5-0 in region play.
Hey, look, man, I probably shouldn't say it, but I will. People, you look at college football and how quick you can turn around a program with the old T word, and you get T's in high school, and you can turn around a program, right? You got Fuiniu Matolo coming in, average over 20 a game. All of a sudden, an Alta team that a couple years ago looks like, man, it's a long cry from the days of
Ryan
Martine. And also that offense is back, and they're scoring left and right. Man, there's a high-flying Alta group led by Fui.
Yeah, and then we saw Brighton. We've seen Brighton in person.
Yep.
This is a very young team, but very good team as well.
It is. This region is littered. And you talk about Brighton, they are so good in the backcourt. You look at a player like Stevens, Olivia Stevens, what a year she's had to start them off this year. And then you look at West. We haven't talked about West yet. When they played Olympus, who Olympus has been great as well, having graduated so much talent in the last couple of years. That West Olympus game, this is nutty. That game goes to overtime. Cadence Falatea, familiar name, West Panther. How about this stat line?
Yep.
27 points, 9 made threes for Cadence, and 11 rebounds. By the way, that ties for the 6th most threes in a single game. But that wasn't the only double-double. You had Fina Tua, who had a triple-double, 21, 11, and 10 steals. You had Jersey Tapasoa, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Latte Latu, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Like, everyone had a double-double for West. And by the way, Olympus didn't play too shabby either in the loss. Tessa Kramer, 21 points. Baker, 17 and 11. This region, just like on the boys' side, so deep. Any given night, Brighton, Olympus, Alta, like, pick your poison. It is a really tough region.
And this is where West could be even more dangerous than last year in 6A, doing what they did. They're going to be so matured and tested. and they're all coming back.
Yeah,
These
it's
are all
crazy.
sophomores and a couple of juniors. That's unreal.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal. All right, we look at Region 7, and there's a logjam at the top. Maple Mountain, Wasatch, and Timpview all at 3-1.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And look, this Timpview squad, Lena Ballin has been great this year. Doesn't feel like they're blowing teams out, but they are confidently winning and executing, right? 57 win over Wasatch. Wasatch's been great to start the year this year. Had a 43-42 nail-biter win over Cedar Valley. Timpview did. Ballin's been really, really strong. And look, talk about Cedar Valley. I love what we've seen from the Aviators as well.
Yep.
But that's in another region, so
it's okay.
we'll get there.
It's hard to keep them all in there. Actually, it is in the same region. So.
Oh, well, let's talk some Cedar Valley, shall we? This is a Cedar Valley team has shown they compete with the best of the best. We're talking about the 1-point loss against Timpview. You want to know, prior to Clearfield losing to Bountiful, you want to know who the only team was to beat Clearfield? Cedar Valley, 45-30. You look at Olivia, I'm going to mess this name up, Ka'ahui? Help me out there, Dusty.
Ka'ahui.
Yeah, all right. Hey, we're ballpark. Hadley Whiting's been spectacular. Ellie Larson, who's hit some big-time shots this year, this Cedar Valley team, they're really starting to come along. They're going to be a scary group in Region 7.
Well, it certainly is. Not 5A state championship. We'll have every game from the site for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch where this thing goes because I think there'll be some twists and turns. Let's look quickly at 4A, and this is really interesting because Payson and Mountain View, there's so many teams within 4A, and then there's Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon is 13-1. They are 4-0 in region play and rolling along.
Olivia Hamlin's spectacular, and she continues to have big nights.
She is so good.
Every night for Snow Canyon. If they were up here, we'd be doing a lot of Snow Canyon games because she is that good.
It certainly is. And I tell you what, one of my favorite regions to see is Region 10 because these teams should be figuring this out. That Jordan, Cottonwood, and Murray. Murray been good in the past years, but getting the realignment, getting the 4A could help them build something, get ready for a state tournament.
It's working for Jordan right now. I'm going names off of roster, so I hope this is right. Tess Joseph and Tess Jacobson have both been spectacular for the Lady Beat Diggers in helping them get this strong region start. We'll see if they can maintain that and get a little bit momentum with that program.
Oh, certainly. And let's go best of the rest. Who's a team you want to highlight? Best of the rest.
Well, I want to stay in 4A because you want to go. I know Dusty doesn't like talking Cache Valley. We got to talk Cache Valley.
What's Cache Valley?
The best team in the state in Ridgeline.
I messed up
No,
there.
you're good. Everyone always thinks of Skinner up in Cache Valley, but you've got Blotter and Nelson, really strong.
And not to only mention her teammate, Elise Livingston, is a 1 on any other team. It's not with one of the best players in the country.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you've not seen Emily Skinner play, highly recommend you get out there and go find her.
It's something else. It's something else.
That 4A state tournament will come up, and you'll want to get down to UVU. All right, now.
Best of the rest.
Best of the rest.
You know, last time we shot a video, Dusty asked me a question. I got caught a little off guard. I've had some time to think on it. It was book it, right? Uh-huh. Who do you take to win a state championship if you had to pick right now? I've made up my mind. There's 2, actually.
Kanab?
I said South Summit.
South Summit?
I meant North Summit, who I think North Summit's spectacular this year. They've shown that. Grantsville. The Grantsville Cowboys. This is a scary team. I had a chance to see them against Syracuse. They got length all over the floor. Bailey Lauder is a special ball player. She flies around for Grantsville. The Grantsville Cowboys have been great this year.
You ready for mine?
Yeah.
Carbon Dinos, 7-0 in region play. They went and beat Emory 68-63 at the home. Never mind, I won't do that one. At the Spartan Arena. Took care of business.
Yeah.
Amaya Timothy's having a great year. Here's the line for the top 3 Carbon Dinos against Emory. Maya Timothy had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Okay, J.C. Jensen, 16 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. And Maddie Orth had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 steals. Take that, Emory.
In their game against Stewart, they won 56-55. Maddie Orth had 9 points in the fourth quarter to get that win against the Mighty Wasps. It's a good Carbon side.
Cheer for Carbon. Carbon will win. Oh, it makes me so happy. I had to get to volleyball and to girls basketball to where I can start really bragging about my dinos. But Amaya Timothy, she's a Wellington connection. By the way, Bailey Curtis, another Wellington connection, having a great year. So happy to talk about my Carbon dinos.
Well,
maybe I can get my friends to start watching our show if I keep talking about their daughters.
I mean, look, they'll have to go through Grantsville. We'll see if they can.
It's okay. It's okay.
But, hey, Carbon's top 3. They're top 3.
Like the Indianapolis Colts, we'll take appearances in championship games. We're not being stingy about
any
this.
Given
They don't hang banners for it, but we'll take them. We'll take them.
We can work on that.
Let them know. Any other ones you want to make sure we hit?
Look, I think a couple things I just want to touch on real quick. How about Penguins continues to be super impressive. The Lady
Penguins.
That's right, huh? And flex their muscle early. Wendover's had a really nice start of the year, but Penguins has been right there. Shut the door on Wendover early. That's just, we got to get a 1A. Got to make sure 1A stays covered.
Have to make sure they got something.
Yeah.
But, again, plenty of things that we missed. We'll try to get back into rhythm where we are. We're not sick anymore. We're moving things on. But help us out. Always be nice when you help us out. I've had plenty reach out and been absolutely outstanding. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us and watching KSL Sports Rewind, the girls basketball video.